remote control and instruction book pack, 2 feet for the stand, and that is the central part of the stand, bit of POS. That is the TV from the front, the side and the back. Remote control and instruction book pack. Figure 8 mains lead, right angled input to the TV, UK mains plug, CI card slot reader, not used in the UK but maybe other countries, treble A batteries for the standard remote, bit of retail stuff to stick on it in a store, Neo QLED 2025, some paperwork and gumph, standard remote, get a close-up of, and smart remote. And I missed it, quick setup guide. Quick close-up of the standard remote, power on and off at the top, source or input button, channel numbers, teletext not in the UK, pre-channel takes you to the previous channel. If you toggle in between say 1 and 5, press pre-channel, it'll flip backwards and forwards between them. Volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, guide button. You've got a Netflix, Prime, a Samsung TV Plus and YouTube quick access button. Home button to the home menu, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Return button, take you back step by step. Exit will take you all the way out of a menu. Coloured buttons for apps and media playback, whatever they refer to. Then you've got a settings, so shortcut to settings there. Info button, audio description and subtitle button in tiny writing. Then you've got play, pause, stop, fast forward and rewind. Also apps and media playback, you can pause, fast forward it and whatever. Bit of pressure on the back. Pop that cover off, AAA batteries into the back. Looking closely at the smart remote for 2025, power on and off at the top. That's like a macro button to take you to settings, channel numbered, coloured buttons and more. That's a click to search button using AI, so watching a program, press that and it will do a quick AI search on the content you're watching. Voice command button, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Back button, home button, play, pause button. Press play, pause, you've got fast forward and rewind using the cursor arrows. Volume rocks up and down and in for mute. Channels rock up and down and in for guide. Then you've got quick fire, Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Prime Video and YouTube. Flip it over, solar cell on the back there. So if you leave it face down, it'll keep the charger topped up or top it up a bit more. And if it runs all the way flat, you've got a USB Type-C socket there as well. So if it's completely flat, plug in your phone charger and you can charge that up. Okay, so if this bit helps you pause it, it's just a quick bit of information on the dimensions. Key there what they refer to, from the 55-inch to the 85-inch. And then further down here, it's the Visa mount pattern sizes across those different size TVs as well. Okay, 2 feet. So simple black plastic feet. Underneath them, rubber little pads there, stop it slipping and sliding and marking any surfaces. And looking at where they slot into the TVs, we can see it's like some key slots there to locate and slot into the back of the TV. Small plastic plate that will just slide over those feet, which we'll see more of in a moment when we attach them to the TV. TV is now laid on a large flat surface. I'm using the box, so there's no pressure on the screen itself, and we've still got the protective plastic on it. If you haven't, you can use the sheet that's included with it. We can see on the back of the TV we've got some pegs protruding from the back there and there. And we've got these key slots on the feet and they will slot into those. So pop it on, it locates, bit of pressure, and that is as simple as that. Same for both sides. Right, just going to show how I stand it up at this stage. What I usually do is get my hands under the corners of the TV. He says, a bit tricky now. There we go, so I've got my hands under it, somewhere near the corners or around here somewhere. So I'm not pressing or putting any pressure on the screen, and I can just lift it upwards onto the feet there. Nice and easy. Now the TV's stood up, we can put this central part on the stand as well. So basically you just sort of plonk it down, and the idea is it's meant to slide onto those two legs like so. Give it a bit of a wiggle while you're doing it. Okay, just slide that back. There you go. It should give you a nice central base there. Going through the connections, running down the side, we've got USB 5V half amp, USB 5V 1 amp, so you can attach a hard drive to that for recording. We've got digital optical audio out, HDMI's 1 to 4, HDMI 3 is enhanced audio return channel, so HDMI lead from there to your soundbar or AV receiver or whatever sound system you've got. It will turn the sound system on and off automatically with the TV. Feed the sound information from the TV to the device as well. When you do your volume and your TV remote, it will do the volume up and down on the amp, soundbar or whatever you've got. So it makes it automatic and you can use the TV remote to control it. Then we've got wired LAN or internet underneath. Twin satellite there for watch and record, or record one, watch another. We've got twin tuner on that terrestrial aerial input as well, so you can also record two at the same time or record one, watch another on there. And then looking at this sticker here, peel that off, insert the CI card slot reader, and you can do whatever you do with them, but we don't use them in the UK. Onto the dimensions, nice central stand there, nice and sensible. That is 26 centimeters, or maybe 1 mil just over that, or 10¼ inches. Depth is 24¾ centimeters, or 9¾ inch. Whatever it stood on to the bottom of the TV, 6 centimeters, or 2�3/8 inch. Width across the top, 123 centimeters, or 48½ inches. Thickness wise, at its thickest part, it's 25.7 mil. Okay, looking at it from the back, 200 by 200 mil VESA mount there, so 200 mil square VESA mount, so probably 12 to 15 mil M8 bolts with a couple of washers on. And from the bottom of the TV to the centre of the first VESA mount hole is about 24 centimeters. So bottom of the TV, centre of that hole, 24 centimeters. TV is now wall mounted. I'll put out a little short video of that because this is long and boring as it is. So I've got it wired to wired internet, aerial mains, HDMI from my Sky Q box. I'm just going to peel off the screen protector and say peely peely.
Scan the QR code. If you have a remote control, select the right button to start the setup.
Okay, so I've pressed the right button and it's supposed to start pairing, which it is. I think first one I did, it didn't pair. I had to hold the back button and play pause.
Welcome. Let's get set up. To enjoy your screen, just follow a few setup
So I
steps.
will reiterate this. Strictly to get the retail mode demo, I'm going to select retail mode. Once we've had the retail mode demo, the rest of this video will be done on home mode. So retail mode and retail mode again. UK, terrestrial, digital, and next. So that started tuning in the aerial in the background. That's your wired internet connection. Terms, conditions and privacy policy. So I'm just going to agree to all. You can go through that and deselect things if you wish to yourself. Okay, so this is important because here, make a Samsung account. If you haven't got one, make one. It's free anyway. And if you don't, you can't use it for smart. So if you want it display only, it doesn't matter. But if you want to use smart apps on there, you need to sign into a Samsung account. So I'm going to do that and come back. I'm going to do it by email address. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so I'm all signed in. Next screen is software update, and it's saying I'm already up to date, so nothing further there, which is cool. Backed up data I don't want, that's another TV I've signed in. So here, this is the adaptive mode, so it will look at your content you're using. It will try and adapt the picture and the sound to optimize it to be the best for that content you're using. Some stuff it's good on, some stuff not. I'm going to say later and do this all on standard mode. Going to select Bixby and next. So I've got Prime Video there. I'm going to skip that, but you can scan your QR code to link your Amazon Prime account to your TV. So we've got what we've got on our home screen existing, and these three icons at the top you can add to it as well. So create a pin for future setups and don't forget it. So I just use a default like 4 ones. So I'm not applying parental settings or anything. So pop your postcode in for regional programming. I'm just going to say all regions and pick mine from the list, which is Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. And in a moment it will come up with my channel tuning. Okay, so here this is for the aerial tuning. So my primary region is England, secondary region is Yorkshire and Leeds. So that's where my aerial is pointing, not the regions I exactly, well, not the regions you may think you want, but it's important you do it to where your strongest signal is coming from. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight to normal TV and wait for the retail demo to kick in.
A group of children, some with cancer, pulled out of Gaza to be taken for treatment in Jordan. Hospital correspondent Fergal Keane travelled with Siwa from Jordan's border with Israel.
Out of Gaza, a small story of hope. Siwa Ashur, her tiny frame carried onto Jordanian soil.
Pretty cool. That was quite a long demo as well compared to some of the others. So
of
Quickly,
parents.
I'm going to go to all settings and just put it onto home mode before we try live TV.
Father Salah, who is blind since before the war, and Najwa, who's pregnant and exhausted on the last miles to Amman.
And onto home
In
mode.
Jordan's capital, just over 100 miles from Gaza, the last transfer.
And
into
I'm
the
going to
arms of
do
a
the
nurse
settings
taking
as
Siwa
well
for
while we're
special
on the
treatment.
settings. So I'll just go back.
Thank God I have got out of the crisis. It felt like I'd been there 100
Okay,
years.
so back to the settings, and I'll do the TV settings now. So all settings again.
Couldn't sleep at all, not a single night.
Going to go down to general first, power and
Tonight,
energy
Siwa,
saving. So I'm
those who
turning
watch
off
over
brightness
will
optimization,
sleep in peace.
because that's the ambient backlight
Further
sensor
TVs
that's
in use
altering the
for the night.
brightness of the TV. Motion
The
lighting off
United
as
States
well.
is preparing to move some of its staff and their
Screensaver I'll
families
leave
out
on.
of Iraq,
Auto TV
Bahrain
power
and
off, so
Kuwait.
that's if you don't press a button for so many hours, thinks you've gone out, turns the TV off. I'm setting it to 8 hours in store, so we probably won't touch it for 8 hours, and then it can turn off before we go home.
Well, the backdrop to this is a critical
Okay,
moment
external
in the
device
nuclear
manager,
talks between the
CEC is
US and
defaulted to on. I
Iran. It is
prefer
now
that
2
on,
weeks, in
so
fact,
I'll
since
leave it as is.
President Trump said he was giving Tehran 2 months to comply with what he
That's
wanted
that for
in
that
those
screen.
talks designed to try and
Advanced
stop the Iranians
features.
developing a nuclear weapon.
So you've
Now,
got your
he said
AI
earlier
mode
today
settings
that he was
there.
growing less
Enhances your
confident
experience
in
by
that process.
analysing your
And we've also
surroundings
had
and the
some quite
content
threatening
being
rhetoric
played.
from the Iranians
Don't want that
saying
on, so I'm
that
going to
they would
leave it.
strike US military bases
Start
in
screen
the
options.
region if
I
a
don't want it
conflict
to
was
start with a
imposed
smart hub.
upon
I want
them,
it to
they
start
said.
with live
Now,
TV
these
or whatever it was
evacuations,
last
partial
on. More
evacuations,
to view
both from
casting.
the
If I'm
embassy in
casting my
Baghdad and
phone
some
or
military
mirroring
bases
an
situated
iPhone, I
at
want it to come on the
Bahrain
TV full
are
screen.
significant, but they may also
Okay,
be
so just back
designed
from
to put some
there.
pressure on the Iranians
And
in
back
those
again.
talks. And at the same time,
Anything else in
there has been some
advanced? I
tense
don't think there
conversations
was.
between President Trump and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin
Okay,
Netanyahu.
up to my picture. I'm going to put that to standard for this demo.
When it comes to the US and Iran.
Tom,
Back.
thank you, Tom Bateman. The UK and the EU say
Back
they've reached
again.
a political agreement about
Okay, so this is
The government
BBC
said
One
the deal
in
would
standard
protect the sovereignty
definition
of the British overseas
from my
territory,
aerial.
while avoiding the need for checks on people and goods moving across the border to Spain. The agreement was one of the last remaining issues to be settled after Brexit. Brian Wilson, who co-founded the Beach Boys
Okay,
and
gonna press in
created
the
their
guide
unique
button.
sound, has
This is a
died
quick
at
look
the
at the
age of
guide. You can go
82.
down one
Considered
by
one of the
one.
most significant
Got a
songwriters of
vertical
the 20th
green
century.
line there representing the current time. We can see what's on later. If we've got a hard drive, we can select one of those and schedule a recording or a viewing if you just want a reminder to view it. But if you've got a hard drive, you can record on it. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom and find the same channel in HD.
Pop history. One song, 90 hours of recording, 5 studios, 17 sessions, and 1 man in total.
Okay, so now looking at
Thank
the
you very much
HD
indeed.
TV.
3 main ingredients to
On
our weather
BBC.
over the next couple of days. Some warmth, some humidity and some thunderstorms. And those thunderstorms have been brewing
Just
today.
for context,
across the
press
western
the
side.
back button. It will now toggle
This day
between
today we've seen
the
around
last two channels, so that's
50,000
SD
lightning
again.
flashes. These are just a few of those during
and then back to HD.
this evening, heading in our direction. Now these storms weakening to an extent on their journey northwards, but we will see some heavy rain and perhaps some flashes of lightning, some rumbles of thunder in the southwest corner as we go through the night. It's going to be very warm, very muggy overnight and into tomorrow morning, and a really wet start for the Channel Islands. Parts of southwest England and Wales, where we have a Met Office yellow warning in force for these thundery downpours, which could give a lot of rain in a short space of time, maybe some travel disruption, squally winds as well. Same sort of thing for Northern Ireland when those heavy thundery downpours set in. Now for
Okay,
central,
quick
eastern,
bit of
northern
football
parts of
coming up
England,
for a demo. He says. Ba-boom.
Stadium in Singapore, they take on the Italian champions, Juventus. Spurs include the likes of Dele Alli, Jude Min Son, and Toby Alderweireld in their starting 11. Juventus versus Tottenham Hotspur, a fixture many in his kind of area. Humans on for Spurs. And can't sneak it in.
In terms of form from that moment on.
Into Mandzukic, great ball. And he directed it to the correct corner. And those two work it again. 4-on-3 here for Spurs. Son, well laid off, and Buffon makes a fine save. He's guided in by Eric Lamela. Troy Parrott denied on the first attempt, but Lamela is there to beat Buffon. Spurs have been the better team, and on the half hour, they lead Juventus. The foul to me on the edge of the penalty area. We play on.
I believe it was.
And Pjanic, Higuain. Well worked, Gonzalo Higuain buries it, and he is a true finisher, and he's done it against Tottenham Hotspur before in the Juventus shootout. The man back from Chelsea has made it Juventus 1. DeCilio up against Walker Peters. A good cutback, and it's deflected into the net, and Ronaldo has his goal, and Juventus have turned this around. They now lead by 2 goals to 1, and there is the iconic celebration of Cristiano Ronaldo. She's out to win the ball in the Juve half, and what a pass for Lucas Moura! He's assisted the equaliser. Spurs are back level against Juventus. Great work by Ndombele, and Lucas Moura has stabbed it into the net. What an immediate impact! And brilliant work again by Walker Peters.
Thought he was excellent in terms of his hold-up play. I can see him being there's an opportunity here.
Kane, what a goal! What a goal to win it! Szczesny's caught out! Harry Kane has scored the goal of this tournament! That is extraordinary! Tottenham Hotspur 3, Juventus 2. How did he come up with that? Very special indeed! That is it. Tottenham Hotspur have won their first game of pre-season in the most extraordinary style.
Quick bit of cars going around the track, fast. Pretty cool. Just going to back out of there and go to the home screen. Looking at the home screen for 2025, if I go up to the top there, we've got search, art mode, which is pretty cool. So like the frame TVs over the previous years, you can have collages, artwork, your own photos and all that displayed as a screensaver when the TV's on standby. Daily Plus, give you stuff for the day. Games, that's pretty cool as well. You can stream, say, Xbox Live games, all that sort of business, to the TV, connect a Bluetooth controller and play games without having to have a separate console. And you've got home there, connected devices, and your settings down there, where you've got quick settings or all settings. But I'm going to go across back to the right. So on that bar there, you've got For You, you've got What's on Live Now, and Apps. So that's your app store effectively. Go down there, there's loads more apps, DAZN, whatever, that's not pre-installed and you can install on your TV. And all the way back to the top, so back to For You. We see what's now playing for me, which was YouTube, popular searches, Love Island, not for me, Mobland, all that stuff. So some content recommendation there. These are the pre-installed apps now. So you've got Smart Things, Samsung TV Plus, which is like an IPTV. You get a few hundred channels there for free. So if you're bored, plenty more content there. Live TV, that's from my terrestrial aerial. Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, ITVX, YouTube, Apple TV, Now TV, Rakuten, all four, Bixby, internet browser, browse basic internet, wireless Bluetooth keyboard, cheap one off Amazon. You can connect up and do some basic browsing. My5, edit that list, put your own apps, delete apps you don't want, and so on. Continue watching, confusing because I've not looked at any of those. New and trending stuff there, top series, family favourite, top movies, and these are all from different content providers. It's just giving you content recommendations, but pretty cool. So all in all, quite a good TV actually. It's at 1099 at the minute for the 55-inch. It'll drop towards the winter as ever. 5-year guarantee on it, but sound's actually not bad because it's quite a thin TV, so the sound's good, picture's good, bright stuff look good, dark stuff didn't really notice much blooming and so on. So all in all, pretty good, and that is it for now. Goodish.